Saturday nights, live and local, from DNP 102.3.
During the few moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
And we all know what that is. It's time for Saturday Night Live and Local with Johnny T, your host here. And tonight in the studio, we have Joel Gordon here tonight. So just want to welcome Joel.
Hey, glad to be here. This is great.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. Joel has been around a couple years. And
Couple.
And Joel's got some really interesting stories. And we got some good music. He brought in a bunch of CDs from some old bands, Velvet Crest, American Grease, and a lot of the CDs from American Grease. And he's got stories from when not me, you were on the road all across the nation. So Joel's been at it a long time, and he's still at it.
Yeah, I am. I just won't give up, you know.
Hey, you can't give up. Never give up.
No, that's what they tell me.
Hey, we're going to start the show like I do most shows, and just talk a little bit about when you were a kid and how you actually got into music and who influenced you. Was it your mother, father? What happened, Joel?
Well, my music influence has to have come from my mother. She was off and on a singer with a big band. She had a heck of a voice. And I learned everything I learned about music from her, I believe, harmonies and all that stuff. So it's been a family thing.
Yeah, harmonies are really tough because I don't understand them, and I'm not a musician, never claimed to be one, but you got to get that right spot.
Right.
Some people got an ear for it, and some don't.
Well, I was lucky that my mother could hear those notes that most people don't hear, and by golly, I hear the same ones. So it was relatively easy for me to pick it up. So.
Yeah, and that's in the genes, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, I guess it was because.
Well, you had a good teacher too. So
I had a good teacher. You're right.
Well, when you were little, I mean, you said you didn't get into playing out
till later, right?
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in Mineral City. My grandfather had the Gordon Funeral Home, and it's a family thing. It was a family thing of undertakers, but I grew up in that, and
you actually started working in it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I drove ambulance for, I think, at least 14, 15 years.
Wow.
And did a little bit of everything, good and bad, so if that's what you want to call it.
Haven't we all,
Right.
Well, then what was your first, you sang in choirs and things
Right,
like that.
I sang into church choir, in high school, into choirs and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Your mom was an artist?
Yeah, my mother was a heck of an artist, a painter, drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was great. And I picked some of that up, too, because all the things I did, I had to sketch.
Right.
When I did car interiors or clothes that I did, all those clothes, I had to sketch it first. So,
yeah.
So that was easy, came easy to me because I must have had those in the genes, too. So.
Yeah. That's great to have talent like that passed down. At least you always have something to fall back on and
Right.
to do that.
Right.
Well, then when you got into your early 20s, you started playing in bands,
Right.
started singing.
Well, yeah, I was still love music, always have, and listened to it on the radio, and always had a lot of records back then,
Yeah, vinyl.
I had vinyl. Yeah, I had a ton of that stuff, too. And really, some of the local guys in Mineral, Terry St. George and Dave Bartis, which was from Mineral, cornered me one day and wanted to know if I wanted me to help them out with a little group they were doing and help with maybe the singing. I don't know. I didn't play an instrument at that point yet. And they told me they had a gig coming up at Tusky Valley High School for some school function. So they told me, you got a week to learn these, I think it was 10 songs.
Oh, my goodness.
And plus, you're supposed to play a guitar. And I said, I don't even own a guitar. He said, well, you better go buy one. So I did. I bought first guitar I bought was a Gibson SG.
Oh, wow. You started right at the top.
Yeah, well, yeah. And I sit there for a week, the fingers bleeding on the floor, trying to get that down pat, and I guess I did good enough to get by in a week's time, but that's how I really started, and that was in 1965, and that we did that thing, and they called our group the Playboys, which was Terry St. George and Dave Bardis, of course. And let's see, I had to call him and ask him. Rob Locker and, gosh, isn't that awful?
Of course, that was before Gary Lewis and the Playboys.
Right, that was before that. Yeah, they stole our name, the guys used to say. They stole our name.
They think they owe you money.
Yeah, well, good luck getting that, you know. But that's how it started out. And
So how the gig must have went okay then.
yeah, I think we got paid a little bit. I can't remember. I asked Terry how much. He said he couldn't remember, but it was probably $50 to $75 maybe or something like that.
For
I
the
don't
whole
really
band?
remember.
For the whole band?
For the whole band.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, of course.
That was probably decent money in 65.
I don't know. I don't remember anything about the money part. All I was worried about was getting through that gig, you know.
Well, there was, I don't know if you want to, I don't know what year this was, probably 69, a band you got involved with called Velvet Crest.
Yeah, we had called that band before Velvet Crest. We called it, isn't that awful? I'm having brain farts today.
And you're only 39.
I'm only 39, going on 40. By popular demand, we called it.
Okay.
And, of course, Terry named it that. I didn't. And we went to record. Finally got somebody to record us up at Cleveland Recording.
Mm-hmm.
Or we recorded ourselves. And then the guy up there, the engineer, says, you need a producer. What's a producer? Well, he tells you what to do and takes care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally got a producer, and we put this record we did together.
Was this an album or a 45?
No, it was a 45.
Okay.
He wanted us to do what he wanted us to do, and he wanted us to do Look Homeward Angel. Of course, we were a rock band, and this stuff was like easy listening.
Mm-hmm.
But at that particular time, the Vogues and all those kind of groups were really big,
Mm-hmm.
and that music was really pushed hard. So he thought that would help. So we recorded it and got us on a label, and I'll be darned, it did really well. It was all over the country. We had a nationwide hit with it back in '69. So I guess he's going to play it for you.
I am going to play that song. It's Velvet Crest. Look Homeward Angel, and this was in 1969.
Right.
So we're going to cue this up and get her going here so everybody can listen to it. And then we'll talk a little bit about the Velvet Crest and
Okay.
some of your adventures,
Okay.
the ones that we can talk about.
Yeah,
on
the
air.
ones we can talk about.
Tell me what you see. Do the folks I used to know remember me? Look homeward, angel, my lady fair. Does she dream about the love we used to share? So she'll know how very much I miss her. Angel, while she's dreaming, won't you kiss her? To her empty arms still yearn for me a soul. Then homeward, angel, homeward I must go.
That was the Velvet Crest, Look Homeward Angel. That song went nationwide
Right.
and made you guys pretty darn popular.
Yeah, it was right up there in Billboard, in the top 20 in Billboard. I don't remember what it finally landed on, but somewhere around there. But did real well from a town of 850 people, and 3 of us were in that town.
Yeah.
You know, and a guy from Magnolia, Jeff Creekus, was a drummer back then. And yeah, it was quite a adventure.
Did you guys go out on the road then? And
Yeah, we were told that since they were playing our song over in Pittsburgh, that they were having a big show over there at Pittsburgh Civic Arena, and had a lot of groups that were playing, and they wanted us to be there and play too on stage, since they were pushing the record, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we did. That's when I met Tommy James and the Shondells.
wow.
And they kind of just led him out to the microphone, because I really don't think he could have found it on his own, to be honest.
What are you trying to say, Joel?
Well, I think he was floating around there pretty good. Oh, my golly, he was something else, that guy. I think Tommy Rowe was on that show, New Colony 6, Peppermint Rainbow. I can't remember if it's any more than us.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a nice show. I never saw that many people before, especially to play to.
That was in 1969?
69 or early 70. It kind of come out towards the end of the year. You know, that overlapped into 1970. So I can't remember. I think it was around the holidays, more or less. I think at the end of 69, I think that was, if I remember right.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
That's
I don't
been
remember.
a couple years ago.
Been a few years, yeah.
So that's 40. Joel, that's almost 50 years ago.
I know it's over 50 years, I think. No, not 69, no. But it's crowding 50 years, yeah.
Wow. Well, then how long did the Velvet Crest last, and how long?
Well, it went a while, not too long, really, because we had a falling out with our producer, he was from Cleveland, and he moved out to Thousand Oaks, California, and we went out there, the 4 of us, and I did some record promotion on up and down the coast, and it didn't last a whole lot longer, because it just kind of, I don't know. We had some issues with our manager. I'm not going to mention any names.
Local person?
Well, Maslin. Maslin.
Okay, we'll leave it at
Well,
Maslin.
let's leave it go at that, because I don't want any this far gone. I don't want any hard feelings or any questions about that. But it just kind of fell apart, and I went back to upholstering cars, show cars, and stuff like that for a while.
And where did you learn that skill?
I taught myself.
You taught yourself?
I taught myself everything I ever did, I think. Yeah, I taught myself how to do that. You know, you tear something apart and look at it. You got to figure out how to put it back together. It's really pretty simple, really. To me, it was.
Well, some people, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have any trouble with that ever, so I was lucky.
Yeah.
Did a lot of cars.
Wow.
A lot of airplanes, motorcycles,
Wow.
trucks, you name it. I think I upholstered if it could be upholstered.
That's a great skill.
Yeah, I did that a long time, and then I went dabble back into music. You know, couldn't stay away from it.
No, so you took a little hiatus. From
I took
music.
a little hiatus for a while, and
sometimes breakups like that in a band can leave a dirty taste in your mouth.
Yeah, it
and
does. It does. Nobody likes to do that. I never did. I don't like hard feelings or.
Yeah.
Always tried to avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, because you never know. You got to cross that path again someday, maybe. And
That's true.
you don't want to
so
offend
true.
anybody, or
That's right.
so.
That's right.
Well, the biggest part of your career, you played in a band that everybody around here knows as American Grease.
Right.
There were. Was there anything between Velvet Crest and American Grease that was any at all? I mean, you said you got back into music, so what
Well,
did you do?
not really right away. I did the upholstery a long time, and I just left the music alone at that particular time. I guess I was still doing upholstery when I went back into it a little bit again, and did the upholstery in the day and played music at night for a while.
Yeah.
And then we really got going good with American Grease, and ended up with a tour bus there to work on the inside of it and fix it all up.
Well, your skills came in handy for that.
Yeah, it came in handy again at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Johnny Paycheck's old tour bus we bought. I bought down in a little burg below Nashville. A friend of mine, Kenny Dallas, drove me down there, and I looked at this thing and I thought, oh my golly, I wonder if that thing make it back to Ohio. And I had equity time getting it running because it had sit a long time.
Yeah.
And we got the main motor running. That was about it. And a friend of mine, Bruce Ewer, went along down, and he drove it. He drove it back. He knew more about driving a bus than I did.
Yeah.
So at that time, and we brought it home and did a lot of work to it, and got it on the road and toured all over this country in it.
Was the outside of the bus okay, or did you have to?
Well,
repaint
it was. Yeah, it just needed some touch-up paint work.
Mm-hmm.
And needed a new logo on the back. Of course, story there, I locked Darren Ranta in a garage where the bus was and wouldn't let him out until he finished painting our logo on the back. And I told him, I just bring you food. You just keep painting. So he got it done, and it was a nice bus. It was an old Silver Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thing really liked fuel, too.
I'll bet. Was it diesel or gas?
Diesel.
Was it diesel? Well,
Yeah.
that's better with diesel.
In those days, it wasn't so bad to fill it, but today, I don't know if I'd want to fill it up today.
Yeah, because diesel used to be cheaper than gas. Now
Used
it's more
to be, now it
expensive.
isn't. Now it's more.
That doesn't make sense
It
to
don't
me.
make sense to me either,
But okay. Well, and then you moved into American Grease, and I got a couple cuts off of one of your first American Grease songs here.
okay.
I'm going to play those, and then we'll talk more about how American Grease got started. And I know there were a lot of different lineups in American Grease over the
my.
years, but you kept the name, and you actually own that name.
Yeah, I own that name.
So okay, I'm gonna cue up a.
It's like, so what? But I own it.
Hey, what the heck?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters of return, never meaning to send. Beauty has always best with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Gazing at people, come hand in hand. Just what you're going through, they can't understand. Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you'll be in the end. 'Cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning the sound. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. 'Cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. 'Cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, I love you.
There was American Grease and Nights in White Satin, and that
Yeah.
was sang by.
Yeah, it was sang by Darren Ranta.
Uh-huh.
He did that song and did a really good job on it, so I thought everybody ought to hear it.
Yeah, that band was really tight. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
musically there was.
Well, we put an awful lot of effort in that band as far as rehearsing and trying to do everything right, right as we could.
Well, I'm gonna buzz right into the next song because there's a couple songs on here that really. This one is "Evil Way," and that's
Evil Ways, yeah, I did
and that's
that
with
one.
Joel Gordon singing in American Grease.
You got to change your evil ways, baby. Before I stop loving you, you got to change, baby. Every word that I say is true. You got me running, hiding, fooling around. Need somebody who won't make me feel like a clown. Can't go on. Oh no, you got to change, baby. Baby, when I come home, baby, house is dark and my pots are cold. You
had at American Grease, and this was off the American Grease Volume 2 CD. And the lineup for that was a lot of people we've talked about before on the air, and a lot of people that I know very well. We had Mike Briel on drums and vocal, Jimmy Bresnick, or Brez, on guitars and vocal. Grant Casper was Hammond organ, which is a big B3 with 2 Leslies.
Yeah.
And, of course, Joel on that song was the vocals and percussion. Dave Penzie was on bass and vocals, and then Darren Ranta on guitar, keyboards, and vocals. So that was American Grease, and we're going to do some things here that we have to do. So we will be right back. This is Saturday Night Live and Local with Johnny T as your host, and tonight's guest is Joel Gordon, the young man that we are interviewing.
Yeah, the young guy.
The young guy we're interviewing tonight. We'll be right back. And this is DNP 102.3, the only station you can listen to Saturday Night Live and Local on, where we interview local musicians and they tell their stories. And this gentleman that I have with me tonight, Joel Gordon, he has a lot of stories because he's been around a couple years, and he's been all over the United States playing his music, doing interviews on the radio, and promoting the band. So that was American Grease we listened to, and that was a really good song, Evil Way.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Evil Way, yeah.
And that was, I already read the band lineup on that one. But tell me a little bit about this, when you started American Grease. How did that all come about? It was just...
Well, we wanted to play. All of us wanted to keep playing, and early on it was Terry St. George, and was in the early ones. Let's see, you got the thing in front of you better than me. I'm supposed to remember all this stuff, but Mike Briel, of course, and Jimmy Bresnick, and Grant helped us for a while with keyboard stuff, and Dave Penzie, I got him out of Pennsylvania. Him and his wife come over here and toured with us, and then Darren Ranta came on board after Terry left, and so this was kind of right after the first.
Mm-hmm.
And there must have been a volume 1, but I don't seem to have it.
We have volume 2, though.
This says volume 2. I don't know what the heck. Anyway, there's just been so many people that we have come across over the years, doing this. So many people in so many areas. Like we toured a lot up in New England area a little after this time, but still get Christmas cards and birthday cards from people in around Burlington, Vermont.
Wow. And
that was years ago that we played up there. I was probably we played up there in the early 2001 or 2, 3, 4, 5, right in there. We played a few years and met an awful lot of nice people up there. And they still remember us, I guess. So.
Were they groupies or friends?
Well, they were. The one I'm thinking of in particular was a blue hair.
A blue hair.
That's the older lady.
Okay.
We called them blue hairs. And real nice lady. We called her, what did we call her? Mustang Sally.
Okay.
I think that's what we called her. Her name was...
Well, luckily she won't be here.
She won't hear this, so she won't be... But a real nice lady, and they just was interested in the band and had something to do with the fair that we played at up there. Mm-hmm. And just got to know a lot of nice people. And I tried to do that everywhere we went, to try to meet people, because that was kind of my job. I always went around the audience, make sure, I still do, that making sure they're having a good time, and any questions or whatever.
You're the PR man.
I guess I was mostly the PR man.
And a very good singer.
Well, yeah.
Lead guitar.
I get not lead guitar.
Rhythm guitar.
I just beat on those things. I'm just a rhythm.
And you also played harmonica then, didn't you?
Yeah, I played a little harmonica too once in a while.
And cowbell.
Cowbell, oh, yeah. I was ace on the cowbell, yeah.
Very good voice, too. I listened to some of these, and you sang very well. You still do. I mean, So,
Oh, I can still get up there. So.
but okay, we have some other songs here. We're looking on Facebook here, so everybody knows that we're live on, not the actual show live, but we're on Facebook. If you have any questions or comments for Joel, or if you're a friend of Joel, you just want to say hi, do it. Like our website and 102 DNP 102.3, and go to the website and make a comment, see what happens. And if you have a request, we'll see if we have it here in the CD pile that you brought in, which is a pretty big pile of songs. Actually.
Yeah.
When you were up in New England, did you have the Johnny Paycheck bus then?
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the first things you got.
Yeah. We traveled every time up there in the bus. Yeah.
Well, it got crowded on that bus. If you had how many people
Well,
at one time?
that one trip to Minot, North Dakota, there was 10 of us on there, but
Wow.
and then we weren't really crowded. There was plenty of room. Had a back room with plenty of seats, and the aisleway had all the bunks, and then the front had couches, and there was plenty of room, really.
Yeah. Well, they'd be comfortable traveling on a
Oh,
bus
yeah.
like that.
It
Much
was
better than a car.
Oh yes, much better. Yes, sure was.
I know we talked. We got together on Tuesday and talked a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it, but there were some stories on the bus that sound like a lot of fun, but we can't say them on the air. Darn it!
Well, we used to say, "What happens on the bus stays on the bus."
There
you
you
know?
go.
So, I probably let a couple things out of the bag there to you, maybe, but
I'm sworn to secrecy. Joel.
sworn to secrecy. Okay.
I won't tell anybody.
It's to protect the guilty.
Very true. Very
so
true.
that's how that goes.
Okay, I got a couple more songs here queued up. Actually, one here, and it is called "Can't Help Falling in Love." Is the one, and that's you singing this, Joel.
Yeah, I guess it is an old Elvis song.
Yeah, but
I used to have to do that for the
well, you got to please the
Lovers.
crowd.
the lovers.
Well, the
I should say.
ladies. You got to
Yeah.
please the ladies, because if you don't please the ladies,
Yeah, you're in trouble right there.
then your whole life sucks.
Yeah, you got to do that.
I'm just kidding. Any ladies out there? I'm just kidding. So
Well, always try to please everybody. The best
That's
I
right.
can, especially the ladies.
absolutely. Okay, this is "Can't Help Falling in Love" in American Grease, early American Grease, we'll say, and this is with Joel Gordon singing the song.
Wise men say
That was Joel Gordon, and Can't Help But Falling in Love. That was
Can't help falling in love with you.
that was a Elvis song. When you first started singing, I thought, wait a minute, I put the wrong recording on. This is Elvis.
No.
You have that same kind of low, deep.
Yeah,
Vibrato.
The thing is, I talk low
Yeah.
and I sing high usually.
Okay.
Still can.
We still have that.
Still can at 77 years old. I guess.
Wow.
Getting away with it.
Can you guys believe that Joel is 77 and spry as could be,
Still playing.
still playing, still at it? Wow. That is.
I'm not done yet. I got one more tour in me. I know there is.
Yeah.
We're probably going to call it the Depends Tour.
Well, you can get a sponsor then and stay
Yeah,
in some
get a
nice
sponsor
places.
anyway. How about that?
That's funny stuff. Oh, that's great, Joel. It's a real pleasure to have you on the show.
Yeah,
We're
glad to be here.
happy to have you on the show and listen to all your stories. Hey, one of the next songs that we're going to play from you is a song called Whiter Shades of Pale. And you wanted to take that song and record it and put
I
it out
tried
there
to
big
put
time.
it out big time, and they refused to let me do it. They would not authorize me to do that song, and I don't know why. They never gave me a reason why they didn't have to. They just said no.
Okay, so that was the original.
The original was Procol Harum.
Okay, okay.
Procol Harum put that song out. I don't even know what year that was, but it's a while back. But every time it seems like we play, yet people ask for this song. Especially a good friend of mine down in lower part of the state that comes to hear us. Her name's Carolyn.
Uh-huh.
If I don't do that song for Carolyn, she'll probably come up there and wring my neck. So if I see her in the audience, I got to sing that song for the night's over.
So that's one of your more requested songs. And
Yeah.
it's a hard song to sing. I mean, I'm not a singer, but I
it
can
is.
see
It's
that.
not the easiest song to sing. You're right.
So,
You're right.
okay.
I don't remember how I did on this particular cut, but
I'm sure it's
well.
just fine. Maybe they didn't want you to do it because they knew that you'd do better than them. And
well, I don't know. That'd be nice to know that, but that was the truth.
yeah, well, a lot
But
of
I
time-
don't do it like the original exactly. Kind of, but I do it my own. I always like to do songs I sing my way.
And that's what makes it original.
Right, it's my way. So,
Puts the Joel spin on it.
yeah, this is what I think it should sound like.
Okay, well, we're going to play that cut, Whiter Shades of Pale, with American Grease in the band and Joel Gordon singing the vocals.
Skipped a laughing dingo, turn cartwheels across the floor. Was feeling kinda seasick. The crowd called out for more. Rumors humming harder. Ceiling flew away, and we called out for another drink. The waiter brought a tray, and so it was later that the miller told his tale. Basic first, just consume. Burn to wider shade of pale. He said there is no could not let it be. One of 16 Vestal Virgin, leaving for the coast. And although my eyes were open, they might just as well been closed. And so it was later that the miller told his tale. Piece of fish just bursting into wider shade of gray.
That was American Grease, actually off the American Grease 2. And that was a hard song to sing, Joel. Jeez.
Yeah,
that was a great job.
I still do the thing, so. You know, I still can get up there, so I'm going to keep doing it as long as I can. So.
Yeah, that's,
That's usually what happens when you get older. You lose that top end, and at 77, I still
got
seem to have that upper edge yet. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm going to find out.
You're going to ride that horse as long as you can.
I am going to be the oldest living rock singer in captivity.
Hey,
my goal.
How are you doing with, let's see, the Rolling Stones? There's a guy that fronts that band. That's
the Rolling Uglies.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm older than he is.
Okay.
I'm a little older than he is.
You look a heck of a lot better than he does. So.
You're going to say look a heck of a lot older than he does.
No, better is what I said.
I don't know.
But he's done some heavy-duty partying in his life.
Oh, so. Yeah. Of course, I never did anything like that.
Of course not. Of course not. That's why you look so good at 77.
That's right. It's that clean living.
And if you believe that, I got some land in Florida.
I'll bet you do.
Yeah, we got some couple more songs here off of. We moved into the next album, which I have here. It's called American Grease, Caution, Hot Grease.
Caution, Hot Grease.
Pretty appropriate song. Our title, I like that. And this was with a. Let me read here the credits for the American Grease. Was Joe Gordon, Darren Ranta, Jimmy Bresnik, Dave Pensy, and then you had a couple new guys, Gary Bonham, who was Bones. Everybody knows as Bones.
Everybody knows Bones.
And Jeremy Ayers, backup vocals, drums, and percussion.
Yeah, he was a drummer for a while.
Okay.
And Bones called him the Kid because he was just early 20s.
And you guys can't see this on the radio, but Joel brought in some pictures. They're really cool pictures. It's some from back in the day of all the different versions of American Grease. And it's really interesting to see these. I think Vanessa, who is, by the way, Vanessa is here, our official photographer. And say hello, Vanessa.
Say hello, Vanessa.
Hello, everybody.
Vanessa is the official photographer for Saturday Night Live and Local, and she's going to take some pictures of the pictures, and we're going to post them on Facebook so everybody can see those.
Okay.
So that'll be a good thing. If you if you have any requests or comments or anything for Joel, get on Facebook and give a shout out to Joel and tell us what you're thinking. If you got any stories, clean ones, about Joel, we'd like to hear them. But I think I'm going to get into this now. This next version, what happened? Did you guys stop touring and then get a couple new guys and then go back out again, or
Oh yeah, we kept going all the time. So
just plug in new players?
Right. Well, yeah, you have to do that every once in a while, you know.
Well, people change.
Things happen, and
Yeah, some
things change, and
Yeah, people have families, or they.
right, whatever I don't remember all the reasons,
Yeah.
but you know that's only human nature, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to get that many people together
Right.
for that length of time to get along.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's true there too, and then tour together.
Yeah, you're with 24/7.
Yeah, I tell you.
Ever any fist fights or anything? Or
No.
no fist fights?
No.
You were the mediator, weren't you?
Yeah, I tried to keep the peace. It might have been a little little argument here and there, but nothing ever was out of hand that much. So
Well, that's good. That's
nothing I couldn't jump in and shut them down. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know. You need to control that kind of stuff because.
Yeah, we didn't have any problems like that. Thank
That's
goodness.
good. That's good. Well, I've got another song queued up, and this is from. We'll play one song here, and this is off of the Caution Hot Grease, American Grease, and we're talking a lot about American Grease, but that band lasted for a long time.
I'm trying to think about 14 years, maybe. something
Yeah.
like that.
So and there were so many different versions. There was a trio of them, and
Yeah.
Just-
After the fact, we had a little trio of us.
yeah. Well, we'll
For
get
some
into
time.
that, and but some of these songs. This one is off the Caution Hot Grease, and it's called First Touch. Is this one that you sang, Joel?
Yeah, this is one I wrote. I wrote the lyrics to this song back in 1996 or 7.
Okay.
And I always told the story that I wrote it on the dryer in the washroom so I didn't wake anybody up. And then Bones always said we had a heck of a time getting the dryer out of the washroom to get the lyrics off of it. But I really wrote it on a piece of paper, which I still have. And then Bones wrote all the music, and I wrote the lyrics
Okay.
to this song.
And you also sang this one, of
And I
course.
sang this song, yes.
Okay. Okay, we're going to play this, and it's called First Touch, written lyric-wise, Joel Gordon, and Bones has written the music for the song. And let's listen to this song.
Do you remember where it used to be? First time I touched you, the stars we used to see. Why can it be, baby, like that anymore? And after all we've been through, you just can't close the door. First touch, lady, hold on to it. Now wait a minute, honey, I just gotta let you know. Like make the earth move someday, some way. First time, lady, hold on to it. First touch.
There was. That was American Grease, and a song written by Joel Gordon. First Touch. Great song, Joel. We're going to do a few things here that we have to do, and we'll be right back with a special guest.
Don't touch that guy.
DNP 102.3 is WDPE LPFM.
You don't mind hanging back? You're jamming the frequencies.
Dover, New Philadelphia.
Hey, this is DNP 102.3, and you're listening to the Saturday Night Live and Local with Johnny T as your host tonight. And our special guest is Joel Gordon telling us some stories. And Joel's already said he's 77 years old, so he's been doing it for a long time, longer than the Rolling Stones. And we have another special guest in the studio tonight, a very good friend of Joel's, and that's Bobby Stocker. Welcome, Bobby.
Hello.
How's everything with Bobby's world?
Oh, good. Busy.
Good.
Music.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. So you and Joel have a history. I mean, you were a part of American Grease for quite a while, and
several years.
You were on the road.
Yep. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on that Silver Eagle he was talking about. A lot of stories, a lot of good times with Joel. About 5 or 6 years of it.
Wow. And you guys traveled everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Went all over the place in the Silver Eagle.
I can remember being in South Dakota, freezing to death.
North Dakota?
North Dakota.
Why not? We are clear up to the top.
Chicago, you name it.
But you and Joel have quite a few stories to tell.
Lots of them.
Can't tell them all, though.
Well, we
got to protect the guilty.
We can push the envelope a little bit since we're 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. There's no kids listening, so
it'd be kind of risque.
Okay, well, we'll keep it clean then. You were talking about one story in particular. Yeah, go ahead with that story, Bobby.
The one I think we're talking about is
up on Kelly's.
Yeah, on Kelly's Island. I had known everybody in Grease and Joel, because I used to run sound for American Grease when they first started, when Scott Smalley was playing drums and Dave Hasselbach on guitar, because we had a metal band on the side called Real Steel. So I ran sound for American Grease. And then when I moved home from Florida in the 90s, I needed a band, and Joel called me right when I came home. Oh, we need a drummer. So I said, really, how soon? He said, about 10 days. And I didn't have anywhere to set up drums, so I learned the whole set. 60 songs. He handed me like 6 cassettes. Remember that?
Oh my God!
He said, "Just learn all this on here." He said, "There'll be no time for a rehearsal." So I had nowhere to set up drums, so I learned 60 tunes in my mom's kitchen on a pillow with drumsticks, and played them for the first time on a drum set in front of 500 people or something. Excuse me. But anyway, once we got rolling in Greece, we started playing. I started playing with them on Kelly's Island, a place called West Bay Inn, right?
Yeah, West Bay.
West Bay Inn. They had already played some on Kelly's Island, so this was my first trip up there. And the one summer we did like 12 weekends up there.
Wow.
But my first trip, you'd get there on Friday, play a show, play an afternoon show on Saturday, an evening show on Saturday, then an early show, remember, on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
And then catch the last ferry across and come home. So that's first time up there, and we played the Friday night show, and it was rocking, and it was a good time. Everybody, got, changed clothes and everything, and was like, okay, we're gonna head downtown, and
My birthday.
and it was Joel's birthday, first time we played there with me, and I was with Braz, and Joel and them took off, and Joel's already celebrating his birthday. And he said, we'll be at the casino, right? At the casino. So me and Braz get there probably maybe a half hour after Joel did. And we're walking into this place. I've never been there. And there's a big crowd, like a big circle of people, big crowd gathered around. You can tell they're watching something on this dance floor. You can't see it because all the people. I said, I wonder what's going on, Braz. And me and Braz, picked our way through the crowd and got up there, and here's Joel and some young lady.
I have no idea.
Just the two of them are out and on the dance floor putting on a show. Joel's doing all of his best Jagger impersonations, the peacock pout and the hands on the hips and the strut, and literally tearing it up. And he's got the whole place clapping and yelling. And I'm like, wow, this is my introduction to Kelly's Island. This is pretty cool. But that was my first time on Kelly's, was seeing Joel with, a couple hundred people surrounded him, just letting him do his thing, But
That's what birthdays are for.
That's right.
Many good times up there, though.
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of good times, period, on the road.
Yeah, we got along really good. That was a really, I thought, strong rendition. That was a strong lineup.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of talent there. I mean,
we were doing a lot of hard stuff. I'll tell you, when I first got in, and some of these songs you had to learn. Let's see, "Make Me Smile" by Chicago. Try that one on drums. Sometimes they'd like to open with it, which was really brutal for a drummer. Oh, we're just going to go ahead and start with that one. Oh, okay.
No warm up. What?
All right, but some difficult stuff to play, especially for never getting to play it on a drum set before, the first time you played it.
Yeah.
But we were doing songs I thought that a lot of people wouldn't do or couldn't do, maybe, with all these harmonies and keyboards. And Dave was so precise, and he was able to score all those horn parts for them Chicago tunes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Darren would
You
play
never
the
know the
actual keyboard parts, and Dave would play all those horn parts off keys, and it sounded
Exactly.
Wow.
I mean, you would never know the difference.
He was a Berkeley grad.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a Berkeley grad, so he was the music director.
Okay.
And I didn't sing, so I was the only guy in the band that didn't sing, so luckily I escaped these, grueling harmony workouts, like for the Eagles in Chicago and all this stuff, and he would drill these guys. Remember, up at your house, he would drill them over. It was never good enough, and but it really did. And he was the bass player, but he was a phenomenal piano player, keyboard player, and accordion.
Accordion. Did you guys ever pull out the accordion and play it?
We did a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like a world-class accordion player.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal musician, Dave.
Whatever happened to him? I mean, he's from Pennsylvania. so-
Well, he's living up by the crossroads yet.
Up Sandyville.
He's
Really?
not doing anything.
Yeah.
Really? All
Yeah.
that talent.
Oh yeah, he's superb. Very intelligent guy.
I won't repeat that on the air, Joel.
No, don't do that.
Anyhow, sometimes people just don't gel.
Yeah.
Right. We know that.
And
too.
that's not against anything against anybody.
that's-
it's just the way life is. Some
That's the
people
way
don't
it
get along
happens.
with other
Right.
people, and that's the way it is.
Right, and musically too. Sometimes you can put 6 or 7 guys that can really play good in a band. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a great band.
Right.
And then sometimes though it is.
Egos is what kills a lot of bands.
Yeah.
We didn't have a whole lot of that kind of thing. I just wouldn't put up with ego. Come on.
Yeah,
I don't
we're
wanna
all
hear it.
adults here.
I don't want to hear it.
He was the father of
Joel.
this thing. Joel, if it wasn't for Joel, there's no way it would have worked
Yeah.
because he had to juggle so many. He's keeping 6 guys, 6 including himself, happy. And believe me, everybody had a different personality. And I mean, we got along, but still, everybody had a different personality. And I can remember clear back when I was the sound man for American Grease, and I just first met Joel. And then we became really great friends. But, and of course, I was a young guy that was making money, not much money, and spending it quick when I did make it. So we had a running joke, if you remember this, Joel. The phone would ring at Joel's house. He would pick it up, and I'd be like, Joel. He'd hear my voice, and he'd go, yeah, Bob, how much you need? I'd always get in advance against the
Advances.
company. What do you need? But
How much you need, Bobby?
Yep. But
I remember that,
Yeah,
too.
we've been great friends for
A lot of years.
a long time, man.
A lot of these, I do this show every Saturday night, and I'm still hoping to get like Brez, and because everybody's intertwined. Everybody's played with everybody else. You got George and Gus and Smalls and
Everybody.
Yeah.
and Dan Gribble and all those people have been on here. You guys have all played together at one
Yeah.
time or another.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of talent in T
A lot,
County.
of talent in this county.
There is. I mean,
really is.
And I know a lot of, and you guys do too. I know a lot of people from Stark County, and they all talk
Yeah.
about people that they know
Oh,
from
yeah.
Tuscarawas County
Sure.
that they played with
Oh,
or
yeah.
heard about.
Played with a lot of people up there too. haven't
Oh
we?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of talent just in this area, and I
Oh,
don't know
yeah,
what it
there
is,
is.
water or
Always has been.
yeah. And there's, I've interviewed a couple younger people, and there's a lot of good young talent coming up too.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hoping that when Teddy Snyder and Ryan Bear come back from
Yeah.
Asia, I'd like to get them on the show. I mean, they're young,
Yeah.
but super talented kids. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
Ryan.
amazing.
Ryan was my student for 3 or 4 years.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of students out there from
that are playing now.
They're doing
really
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a great testament to your talent. So.
Well,
and your dedication. I know you are a proponent of practice.
It's the only way I've found it.
It's the way it works,
Yeah, you got to practice. If you don't, what the
If you
heck
got
you
that proverbial horseshoe, you know where. Don't need to practice, but I don't know any of those.
Me neither, buddy.
Well, I'm gonna play another cutoff here, but before I do, I just want to mention that Bobby stopped in here, and he's a very good friend of Joel. And,
That's right.
And we'll get into some other stuff like the movie or the documentary.
Yeah.
I guess you'd call it documentary, and both you guys were stars of the documentary.
That was your rockumentary.
Rockumentary, yeah. I think there's a show on TV like that.
Yes.
You need to sell that to some network, Joel. I think it'd go over big because I've seen it. I like it.
It's cool.
Very good stuff. But anyhow, next Saturday night on Saturday Night Live and Local, Bobby and one of our previous guests, Wags, Greg Wagner, is going to be on the show.
Yeah.
And we're doing a special Halloween show. And I think we're going to get into some deep, dark metal stuff. Deep, dark metal
As
stuff.
macabre as it gets.
Yeah, there we go. And some of the stuff here, I think it's Bobby has written.
Yeah.
From the dark side of his mind. He's pulled out some
Specifically for Wags.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Wags had told me he stopped in the studio one day and we were talking, and he said, we're going to do some of that stuff, and he wants me to play some, and I've got a whole bunch of it here. Halloween music in between, like Monster Mash, and he wants to make it kind of a crazy night. So next week's going to be a little different
Yeah, it'll be
than
fun.
our normal stuff. But we're still going to talk to both you guys about your relationship between you two and the bands that you've played with.
Right, yeah.
We'll do a lot of talking in between and playing that kind of music. So it's going to be a little different than we normally do, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. That's a Halloween night, next Saturday night on Saturday Night Live and Local. We're going to have Bobby Stalker and Wags, Greg Wagner, on the show. Now we're going to get back to, we're going to play another cut from this Caution Hot Grease CD. And this is a song called Special Interest. Now, is this a...
that was, I can't remember who wrote that thing. It was one of these.
That was an
I think
original?
it's one of these ones that was shoved at us.
Oh, okay.
Special Interest, and it was given to us by Todd Rundgren.
Really?
Yeah, he never recorded this, so he gave it to us, and we recorded it.
Wow.
And I think Darren sang that, didn't he?
Bruce was friends with Rundgren.
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah, actually, it says music and lyrics by Todd Rundgren. Thanks, Todd. Lead vocals. It's got Brez on there.
Oh, Brez sang it, I guess. Jim Bresnik sang
Yeah.
this one. Okay, I couldn't remember.
Okay, we're
Too
going to
many
play.
things to remember.
Well, there's a lot of history here. That's, your mind gets cluttered after all that.
Yes.
And early on,
I had to do some serious digging to come up with all this stuff, I tell you.
digging in your brain.
Right, and I had to call some people and ask them. Some people I forgot who they were early on there.
It's been a long and varied career, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Long time ago.
And a good career. I mean,
Oh, yeah, it's been real.
been fun, to do something that you love.
Yeah, to go
all
get a
those
job is bad enough, but to go get a job that you love to do, that's
Makes
more
life a
than
lot
half
easier.
the battle.
I have never had that pleasure, so
Well, I've been lucky.
I've fought for it since I've been a kid, and it hasn't always been easy to stay on
Absolutely.
that path, but I don't regret it.
oh, absolutely not.
Well, Bobby knows I've done a lot of different things, and luckily I got away with upholstering cars, taught myself music,
Clothes.
clothes. I never bought a pattern in my life. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I did it all my own way.
The
and-
leather loft.
Yeah,
I mean,
and we're
made-
going to get into that. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about the Leather Loft. We're going to talk about the documentary that was made and how that came about. You know,
Okay.
it just didn't come out of thin air. It
No,
just-
I'll tell you the story on that when
Okay,
you
well, we're
get
going to
it.
play this song,
Okay.
Special Interest, and it's sang by Jimmy Bresnik, but this is American Grease.
Got a special interest.
was American Grease, Caution Hot Grease CD. And that was the song called Special Interest that Brez sang.
Yes.
And it's a very good song. Very good song. And we have the privilege also of having Bobby Stocker, who's going to be on our show next week. And him and Wags will be our Halloween night guests and reaching into the far reaches of your mind, the dark, dark side of your mind.
Guys.
So put your children to bed. We don't want to hurt anybody. Your women and children, put them to bed, and we don't want them to listen to the show because it may offend them and affect them for the rest of their lives. But anyhow, so Joel, you did a lot of things. I mean, we were talking earlier about clothing. How did you ever get in? I mean, if everybody around here knows about the Leather Loft in Mineral City, and it was there for many, many years, and you did some fantastic things there. I mean, I saw a lot of your work.
Well, I came back from California.
And anytime you need to jump in, Bobby, you just jump right in.
When I came back from California after, I don't remember what, who cares. I came back, leather was a big thing out there, and it hadn't really hit anything here yet, very little. And I'd come home, and I had that sewing machine sitting there, and I said, kind of tired of doing cars right now. I think I'll make clothes. And everybody said, oh, you can't do that. Well, I guess I fooled them. I did it.
Well, when somebody tells you can't.
Well, I've always been that way. If you tell me I can't do something, I'm hell-bent. I can say that, I guess.
You can say hell-bent. You can say whatever you want on the air.
To do it. So I've always been that way. And so I decided to make leather clothes. So I had to find a leather source. So I got on the phone and called information all over the place, and I finally found a place in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, called General Split Corporation, that manufactured split leather. That's the first kind that you saw early on, was rough on both sides. That's called split leather.
Okay.
That's when they take the hide and split it in half long ways and leave the top grains up here, rough on one side, and two sides are rough down here. That's when they split the leather, shave it down. But they did the split leather up there, and I went up there. I went to Milwaukee and went in there and was talking to these people, and I tried to let them know that, to see if their product was good enough for what I wanted to do. And anyway, they gave me I bought some leather, went home and made a bunch of things, and I went back up there and showed them what I made. And the guy said, you know what, there's a leather show in New York here in about a month. He says, we're there at the leather show every year, and you know what? The only thing we've ever done is draped hides so people can see them. But we'd like you to go to New York. We'll set you up, pay for everything. You show what can be made out of leather and show our customers.
Uh-huh.
So I said, okay, why not? Yeah. So I went to New York and did that. And the last day, they came around to me and said, we'd like to take your clothes to the runway show that they show for the magazines and all that stuff,
cool.
and show your clothes on the runway. And I said, okay, I'll do that. So that's what we did. Went over there to where they were doing this, and they showed my clothes. And from that, Boutique magazine got a hold of me and did a centerfold on me on my leather stuff and a story on me. And
wow, that's cool.
It kind of got things really going, helped get things going even more,
Yeah.
And I was real lucky. I really was. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time for once in my life.
Talent helps too.
Well, yeah, a little bit, I guess. But, I was at the right place at the right time with that. And I tell you, I had a heck of a run. Well, I really did.
The Leather Loft was, everybody knew the Leather Loft, whether you were from here or wherever you were from.
Yeah, that thing, they came from all surrounding states, Michigan, Indiana, all over to get stuff made. I made stuff for people all over the country. I even costumed Jacques Brel is alive and well and living in Paris on Broadway. I costumed that project too.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and my name was in the credit every time. You know, when they took that on the road too.
Wow.
So yeah, like I said, I was lucky.
Do you still do any of that kind of stuff at all, or?
No, not for several years.
Wow, that was a good run.
The leather ran its course, so to speak. I used the best leather you could get up in New England. I bought it, and the EPA stepped in and shut them down. All these tanners in this country, they tried to shut them all down. Did a real good job.
Wow.
And so they had to import it. So they started importing crap.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, I've always put my name on a good product, and I'm not putting my name on a piece of shit, you know.
Good
so
for you.
I wouldn't do it.
Good for you.
I said, I'm done. That's
Yeah.
it. So I walked away.
That's good.
And
good for you.
I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't use a piece of junk to put my name on, because I'd had a pretty good reputation, I think, for all the years, and
Yeah.
I wasn't going to spoil it by using something that guy went like that and it ripped off, you know. Because a lot of that split leather, especially that split leather, if it was over processed, it became rotten.
Yeah.
Actually, just pull apart. And I wouldn't use none of that stuff. I don't care if it was for a dog
Yeah.
box, you know. I just wouldn't do it.
You know, before I ever met Joel, when I was a kid, I grew up. I did two things. I played drums, and I raced motorcycles, flat track motorcycle racing, and I used to go to Matthias's all the time, and Hilltop, and then later on it was all.
Oh yeah,
different states.
Hilltop was like stock cars on Friday night and
bikes on Saturday.
bikes on Saturday, ruts and all.
Yep, and I remember. Oh man, I couldn't have been no more than 13 maybe. A guy had on a cool looking set of brown leathers, you know, racing leathers,
Right.
full leather suit that's zipped together and with a jacket you could pull it apart. I said, oh, those are cool leathers. I haven't seen any like those. I said, where did you get those? And he said, well, I had those made at the Leather Loft by a guy named Joel Gordon. And they were brown. They were really super cool looking. And so years before I ever met Joel, I had heard who he was just when I was a kid. And he said, it's a Leather Loft in Mineral City. And of course, I was a young kid. I didn't know nothing about it. But so he had people getting racing leathers and stuff that made by him. And
Custom made to that.
I mean, tailored everything and zipped together and had a number on them, remember?
Yeah, I did it, whatever they wanted. They came from all over. They came from all over the place to get stuff made like that.
Amazing.
Other states.
I mean, I can still remember. That's why I asked the guy. But I'm like, wow, those are really nice leathers. Where'd you get them?
Yeah.
And then he laid that on me, and I thought, wow, right in Tuscarawas County,
Yeah, that's hard to believe.
or
'cause
Stark County, I guess it would be.
No,
Is it
It's still-
Tuscarawas?
Tuscarawas.
Still Tusk, yeah.
Yeah, it's Tuscarawas.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And so that was a leather loft. And that every time I went through Mineral City, I had to stop at the TV Tavern. So I never made it to the leather loft.
TV Tabernacle, we called it.
Yep.
A lot of stuff happened at TV Tavern in Mineral
Oh,
City,
yeah.
good and bad.
Oh, yeah.
Mineral.
Oh, yeah.
Spent many a day in Mineral.
Yeah. Well, I've got quite a few discs here. Are any of these discs that you have here have Bobby on them?
I don't think I am.
Yes, you are someplace here, about right there.
On that one?
No, Jan's on that one, but I got in on the
Jan ain't
picture.
on that.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
That's me on the photo, on the cover, though.
Well, you got
Remember, that was right when I moved back, when that was going down.
Okay.
So I got in just in time for the release.
Okay.
Don't remember. Sorry.
Well, there's a lot to remember. You guys got some stories that's just
A real lot.
amazing to me. And, yeah, you didn't. It's got Bobby Stocker on here. It says Bobby Stocker.
I don't think I played on that, though. I might. You know what? Who
Yeah, you
knows?
did.
Well, this was the last one. This was Out of the Snake Pit
And Into the Fire.
and Into the Fire. And, so we're going to cue up a song on there. You got a song there that you said you really liked was called Forever Raining.
That's one of our own.
That's one of your own?
Yeah, this other stuff that was on there was somebody else's idea, not ours.
Okay, and then this one was produced by who? Jeffrey?
Jeffrey Normal.
Or Not So? Not So? No, what a name, Jeffrey Normal.
Well, he
that wasn't his real name.
certainly wasn't normal. Trust me on this one.
Maybe his middle name was Not So.
Not so. That's about it.
That guy was a character.
Sitting at the console smoking a J.
Oh, yeah, well, you wonder whatever happened to him. He can't be
Probably
alive.
somebody shot him by now.
Yeah,
Probably.
another one of them stories.
He ran that stuff down our throat. Really didn't want it, but
Well, anyhow, we're going to play this. This was the lineup. You had Bones on guitar. It was Gary Bonham, that everybody knows. Brez, of course, Joel Gordon was our guest tonight. And Mr. Dave Penzie was still with you. Got Darren Rant on vocals also. And Bobby Stocker on drums. It says right here, Bobby, you must have been there.
I must
Yeah,
have been.
you
Your
was.
picture's on the front.
I could have sworn, but
You
like I
shouldn't
said,
swear. Really, you shouldn't swear.
You're right, so I won't.
Okay, we're gonna play this song. It's called "Forever Raining," and this was written by you guys, or okay. And this is an original song. We're gonna play it here, right here on DNP 102.3. We're a Saturday Night Live and local, and there's just all kinds of guests coming in the show. Here we have Larry Carroll just walked in the studio, and Larry wanted to check this thing out tonight. He's all dressed up in purple. So anyhow, we're gonna play this song here. Forever Raining, Out of the Snake Pit and Into the Fire by American Grease with Bobby Stocker and Joel Gordon.
On my way
Is it over? Must be over.
The end.
It's over.
It's over. This is Saturday Night Live and Local. We got Joel Gordon's our main man tonight. He's got a lot of good stories, and we just don't have time to tell them all. And we got Bobby here that's kind of prodding him along and telling him some stories also, because Bobby's going to be on the show next week, and that's going to be a first for us, the way the next week's show is going to go with you and Wags. And
Right.
It's Halloween, so we're going to play some deep dark songs.
Deep dark.
You got the low voice, Joey. Lay it on us, Joel. Hey, one of the things I wanted to cover, Joel, was first of all, how did it come about that they did a documentary on you? And people local here have seen it. Bobby was in the documentary. I've seen the documentary, and I thought it was great. It was well done.
I'll tell you how that happened. I was up at Canton at the Iris. They called it then, a place we used to go up there to for a jam night.
Uh-huh.
And one of the guys that hosted that jam night, Pat Misako, had played with us for a short time on the road. And that followed a bad time in my life right before that, when I lost my second son, tragically.
That's horrible.
And I was lost totally. And Jan, my girlfriend that I'm with, said, you got to do something. You got to get back into music. You got to do something. And I said, well, what? She said, well, you go up there and see Pat up at the Iris, and he's got a jam night. So you get up there and do something. Just get out of here and go do something. So I did. I went up there and ran into Pat, and we had a little chat. He says, well, it's my turn to help you. He said, you helped me. You got me off of something that I was headed downhill for and saved my life. So it's my turn to try to help you. So that's how that works, you help each other.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was doing that jam night, and these two guys come in and got me aside, and they said, we want to see you outside. And I says, how about one at a time? I thought they wanted to kick my butt,
Yeah.
And I said, how about one at a time, And he said, no, nothing like that. Come on outside. I want to talk to you. So we went outside, and he says, we want to do a documentary movie of your life. And I goes, what? Nobody ever said that to me before. I haven't done that, so I finally agreed, okay, I'll do it, whatever it takes. So they spent 6 months putting this together. Jacob Bruckner and Rich Seibert. Here I am on names again. They put this thing together, and they said that's what they wanted to do. So I said, okay, let's do it. So I figured I've done a lot of things in my life, but I hadn't done that. So
Yeah,
might as well try that once. And it turned out okay, I guess. Everybody seemed to
I think it turned out very good. I
like
watched it. It's
And
very
we-
interesting.
And we got to play the band the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Come up out of the floor up there and played.
Wow.
I know Larry was there. He was Palace. He was filming too, because I got that
And
couple.
then we did it at the Quaker and the Lynn Drive-In.
Right, the Quaker, and at the Lynn Drive-In we did it again.
Wow.
It showed it 3 times.
Well, if somebody wanted to see that movie, how would they go about seeing it?
Boy, it's rough now. It's you can get it on YouTube. Only the trailer is on YouTube yet, I think. But
I
copies are pretty much gone.
Really?
I bet you I gave away 75 or 80 of them.
Really?
Gave them away. They said, you should sell them. I said, no, I just gave them away.
Well, I'm thinking maybe if Larry had one copy,
Well,
we could get a hold of Larry and they could
yeah,
get a copy.
Larry already made me a copy of it himself for me, extra.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Well,
copies
Larry-
around. I'll just say, if anybody wants a copy, they should get a hold of Joe Gordon, and maybe he can get somebody
Maybe I could get some.
like Larry Carroll to make a copy. By the way, Larry's in the studio here. Larry's the host of History of Rock and Roll, which is going to be on Sunday night. And this week, it's going to be disco. Larry.
Disco
Danny.
I
I guess that's part of history.
Yeah.
Bee Gees. Great.
It never really tickled my fancy much on disco, but
Hey, it's part of history. So
part of history. So
Disco Duck.
Disco Duck. I
Danny.
requested that on his show last week, and he played it for me.
Disco.
It was a
Danny.
one-hit
And
wonder.
that gave me disco fever.
Disco fever.
So go ahead, blame it on me, Larry.
Oh my.
But okay, so the documentary, I liked it. I really did, and because of somebody local, and it was well done. It was produced. It was well done. I thought,
Well, they did all right.
and there was a lot of good interviews on there with Bobby and different people, and
That was fun.
yeah, I'll bet it was.
Oh yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. So we'll get a hold of you for that. The other thing I wanted to cover, people didn't know that. I mean, there's so much to tell about you, Joel. I mean, we could go on for hours, but we only have a 2-hour show.
The Renaissance man.
Yeah, the Renaissance man, Joel Gordon. You have a list here, and I'm not going to attempt to read it. I'm going to let you read it. And these are all bands or people that you have met.
Or shared the stage with.
Share the stage with.
Or,
and don't forget to tell the story about these two gentlemen at the end.
oh, yeah.
So
Two clowns.
there's actually 30, now I guess there's 37
30, yeah.
of people that were very famous that you have been in touch with, shared stage with.
Shared the stage with a lot of
Go ahead and
the Coasters, Jay and the Americans, Shangri-Las, Gene Chandler, that guy with the Duke of Earl.
Yeah.
Tokens, Grassroots, Ohio Express, Gary Lewis and the Playboys, America, 38 Special, Loverboy, Meatloaf, Toby Keith, Cyndi Lauper, CCR, Kentucky Headhunters, The Association, Yes, Styx, Kenny Rogers, Vince Gill, Brooks and Dunn, Southern Rock All-Stars, Collective Soul, The Outlaws, Joe South, 1910 Fruit Gum Company, Tommy Rowe, Peppermint Rainbow, New Colony 6, Classics 4, Tommy James and the Shondells, The Vogues, Sha Na Na, and the Eagles.
Wow, that is
And
so impressive.
yeah, we were up in Vermont playing, and Sammy Hagar was there putting on a show of some kind, and kind of stunk the place out. He was anyway.
Was he like a
was-
solo or his own thing, Sammy Hagar? Or
Yeah, I think so. He had some guys backing him up.
was it Montrose that was after that?
I think so, but it was just a fiasco, and they went back to motel and tore it up. And they threw him out of town, told him don't ever come back.
Really?
Oh, he just stunk the place out.
Wow, I'm sure there were substance abuse there somehow.
I'm sure
Some type of substance, alcohol, or
some. Yeah, I'm not going to venture to say,
Not
but
some.
We'll
probably
stay
a
away
little
from
bit of everything, probably. No
yeah,
name.
yeah. And there was another name on there.
Oh,
David Lee
David
Roth.
Lee Roth.
Was he part of all this? or-
I think he was in on that because they were both together.
Okay.
Yeah, probably was when Van Halen had that run where they had each guy was the lead singer.
Singer,
Okay.
right? I
Yeah.
think so.
Because those are the two singers.
Right.
Singers that were with them.
Okay, so David Lee Roth was, of course, the original one. And,
Right.
And
And Sammy
there was
Hagar.
a little spat there between the Van Halen boys, maybe, and
Big spat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sammy Hagar came in, and I remember, didn't he do a little song there? It was about some kind of lies, like him and Eddie Van Halen got into a little spat.
They're still fighting.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's gotten more ruthless.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know
they're
that.
threatening physical now.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Bodily harm?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
don't know.
it's ongoing.
Wow. I mean, let it
didn't
go,
know that.
guys. You're only on this
I
earth.
think there's money involved here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's usually the root
Van
of all.
Halen suing Hager for singing the songs that he wrote with him when he was in Van Halen. He's on his own now, and
Yeah.
Eddie don't want him doing it, I guess. So it's going legal and fisticuffs and
Ugly.
rock and roll drama.
I mean, like either one of them need the money,
Exactly.
I mean, I'd like to take 1/10 of what they make, and
Yeah.
I'd be a happy man.
Oh yeah, they're
But-
rich.
But anyhow, the only other song that I've got here, well, I've actually got a ton of songs here for you, Joel. But one that I like, and you moved on and did a trio. And who was in that trio?
Darren Ranta and Bones and I.
Okay. And Bones, tell us who Bones is, because a lot of people don't know who Bones is.
Oh, I think almost everybody knows. Bones is a lead guitar player. And To me, he's probably one of the best guitar players that I've ever, guitar player I've ever been around. He's just one of a kind.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
He's
really
phenomenal. I'm lucky to be playing with him now, yet. So.
Okay, well, this is a song that you guys did. I don't know who sang it, but
Which one?
Can't You See? Is that you singing?
I'm responsible for that.
Well, I think that's a good thing to claim because it's a really good song. One of my favorite songs, by the way.
I like that.
It's a great song.
Too.
And I'm going to play that on the air, and we're going to come back and start wrapping things up a little bit. And,
Okay.
And you can give credit to anybody you want to say shout out to. Or...
Okay, yeah, I would like to say a good friend and a guy that helped us an awful lot over the years and has passed on. Walt Van Horn was a good friend of all the band, and he helped us out a lot over the years. And
what was his role?
He was like a manager type thing, and helped us out with a lot of things, and financially and any way he could. And he's passed on now just the last few years, and I just want to make mention of that because he was a good friend.
That's good. That's
and,
good.
I wanted to
Give him a thank you.
I wanted to say that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. So we're going to play Can't You See by the American Grease Trio. And then we're going to come back and talk a little bit for a couple more minutes, and our night will be over. That went really fast, and we still haven't touched on stories. So
I know. Yeah, we could go on forever on
I've heard a lot of stories off the air, like when we met on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You probably can't say on the air, and people expect that from the rock and roll world.
Yeah.
And I enjoy those stories, but I can't, it's kind of like being pregnant. You can't give birth, you got all that information in your head. You can't tell anybody, at least on the air anyhow. But I'm going to go ahead and play this song, Can't You See, from the American Grease Trio.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Marshall Tucker. Song called Can't You See?
That was American Grease and a trio.
Yeah.
Can't you see that? I love that song. That's one of my favorite songs. That's
Yeah, I
really
learned
good
that a
song.
few years ago and still do it.
Couple years, huh?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Well, it's been a great night talking to you and Bobby here. We got Larry Carroll in the studio, and of course Vanessa is our official Saturday Night Live and local photographer, and we always enjoy the pictures.
Well, I enjoyed being here, especially with my friends here. It's great.
Yeah.
And
anybody else you'd like to thank? I mean, you did give a shout out to.
Well, just everybody that ever had anything to do with any of the stuff we're doing. You know, there's so many people. The list would be so long we wouldn't have enough time to read it if we was on another hour. So, just thanks to everybody for all the support and all the years of American Grease and whatever project it might be. And
American Grease was like a household name because
for a long
everybody
time,
knew that.
Yeah, for a long time we were.
See the bus coming back into town. And
Yeah.
Yep.
with a picture on the back
Yeah, that was
that Darren did under.
yeah, I locked him in the garage, would let him out until he did it. Took his food in.
Well, I want to thank you, Joel. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you guys
And
for
I
having
liked-
me.
We did a little pre-interview back on
Yeah.
Tuesday and had a little lunch, and we talked for an hour and a half, and didn't even play any music. And then Joel told me all kinds of stuff, and some we can't say on the air, but I like those stories. That was great stories.
Yeah, I know. It's rock and roll.
I'd like to spend more time with you, Joel. I'd like to hear some more stories. I'm sure you and Bobby got some good ones.
Oh, yeah.
Good ones.
And I just want to say this is Johnny T, Saturday Night Live and Local. We're on every Saturday night from 9 to 11 with a new musician. We're pretty much booked up and close to the end of the year. I got a couple little spots in there. So if you have a band and you've been around, Brez.
Hey, Brez, get your over here.
Yeah, and these guys, I've been trying to get Brez for a long time, but I know he's busy. He's on the road and also plays in the weekend now. He's with the Moonlighters. He's busy. So he promised me that he's going to do it, but we have to see. But there's a lot of guys that are out there. If you're in a band and it doesn't have to be, I've been doing mostly people my age or older, and a lot of interesting stories. And you guys are all intertwined. Yeah. You've all played with somebody at one time or another, and it's a great thing because a lot of great music has come out of this county. And
sure has.
I want to thank you guys. Bobby, thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you
My pleasure.
next Saturday. And it's going to be a lot of fun with Wags Wagner. So you guys tune in, and thank you for tuning in tonight off Saturday Night Live and Local. And we're going to end it with a song from American Grease. It's called Heroes and Villains, and it's an original song with American Grease Live album. And this is one that you're singing, Joel, right?
I'm singing on it, yeah.
Okay.
Darren and I both.
Okay.
We go back and forth on this song.
Okay, first I'm going to play a little shout out to some of our underwriters, and then we're going to officially end the show with that song after these things are done.
Okay.
So thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
DNP 102.3 is WDPE LPFM. Dover, New Philadelphia.
I know I promised to play this last song, but there's some things that were brought up that I think we should talk to Joel about and extend the show a few more minutes here. So, Joel, one of the questions people always ask is, when are you going to hang it up? And your answer is?
When I die and they drag me off the stage, that'll be when I hang it up.
Okay. Well, that's a great...
I wanted to see how long a guy could get away with a thing like this.
Well,
I want to get in that Guinness book. I told you, I want to be the oldest living rock singer in captivity. That's my goal.
Well, that puts you're ahead of the Rolling Stones right now, so I think you're in good shape. You got a long way to go.
Yes, I do.
You got a lot of stuff in you need to do yet. Hey, your current project, that's what I wanted to get to. We just didn't get to it. We had so much other stuff to go.
I know.
But 0 to 60 is your most current project.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Three of us put this together, Joe Garcia and Bones, of course, Gary Bones Bonham and me, and we call it 0 to 60. Joe named it, not me, so don't ask me what it means. I have no idea. And I'm starting to work now with an agency again for booking. It's called Top Shelf Entertainment. And so they're doing our booking now, started doing our booking. So we'll see.
So you're going on the road
what
again.
they do. Yeah, one more time. What the heck?
At age 77, you're going
I think
on
I got one more tour in me yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to get all that in because I want people to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I just can't stop, you know. I can't.
That's a good thing.
It's not in the vocabulary.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing.
I never quit anything, so I'm involved in this, so I can't quit.
Nope,
so
can't now. I
got to see
committed.
it through. I should be committed to say. But
all right. I'm going to go ahead and play this last song.
Which one you doing?
It's called Heroes and Villains.
Yeah.
It's a live from American Grease Live, and this is an original song that was written by
Darren and I.
You and Darren, and
wrote the lyrics. Bones undoubtedly put all the music together. He always did.
Okay.
Just about always.
Officially now, we're going to end the show, and we're going to play this song for you guys. And thanks again, you guys.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a great time.
Appreciate it.
All right, here we go. Here we got Heroes and Villains by American Grease Live.
Tomorrow, yesterday, and all of your sorrows so far away. Sooner or later, here and now, these are the good times, years from now. Heroes wear black, the villains wear white. They got to come, not in sight. You gotta keep going, day by day. Things will work out in their own way. Sooner or later, here and now, these are the good times, years from now.